They called her a radical, a threat, a communist. She called it justice. Because before most Americans had ever heard the words civil rights movement, Charlotta Bass was already fighting it, in courtrooms, newsrooms, and on the campaign trail. She took on police brutality, housing segregation, and the KKK with nothing but courage, a printing press, and an unwavering will. And in 1952, nearly 70 years before Kamala Harris, she became the first black woman to run for Vice President of the United States. Charlotta was born in South Carolina in 1874, and from a young age, she took an interest in journalism, truth, and equality, which led her in 1912 to buy a small, black-owned newspaper called The Eagle in Los Angeles for only $50. And she made history as the first African-American woman to own and operate a newspaper in the United States. Now, she renamed it the California Eagle and proceeded to turn it into a 20-page powerhouse that exposed racism, fought segregation, and demanded equal rights, loudly, publicly, and unapologetically. She called out racist hiring practices, she organized boycotts, she exposed police brutality and housing discrimination, and she even called out D.W. Griffith's Birth of a Nation for its blatant racism. And when the KKK tried to frame local black leaders, she exposed the plot and got sued for libel for her trouble. But she won. That did not make the Klan happy, and they showed up at her office one night. But rather than run, she met them at the door, armed with a pistol, and they backed down and left. Bass called segregation and discrimination the two-headed monster, and she made it her mission to slay both. By the 1930s, she was one of the most influential black women in America, and one of the most watched. The FBI even opened a file on her and put her under surveillance. But that didn't stop her. She ran for Congress twice, in 1944 and again in 1950. And then in 1952, she made history again, becoming the first black woman to run for the Vice President of the United States on the Progressive Party ticket. Her platform included universal health care, voting rights, civil rights, gender equality. All things we're still debating today, by the way. Her slogan was win or lose. We win by raising the issues. She was labeled a communist for daring to demand basic human rights, a smear tactic many of us are familiar with because it's still used today. Even in her retirement, she kept organizing, turning her garage into a reading room and a voter registration site. Win or lose, she did change the game. She shattered a barrier no one had touched before her. She didn't win office, but she changed the political landscape. And if you want to know more about her legacy, you can hear it in every voice that dares to speak truth to power.